Hi, welcome everybody. This is Paul with Southern Adirondack Outdoors. Obviously we're not at the sawmill today. We're up at the, pasture. And you may wonder, look around, say, it doesn't look like pasture to me. But there's never pasture in my memory. And I go back to the mid-80s, early 80s with this property. My father, who's owned this before, bugs are bad today. Remembers back in probably the mid-50s of bringing tractors up here after plowing all day to clean the plows off in the sand. So it was more open back then. It was never farmland in his lifetime that he knows of either. But at some point it was. Probably abandoned in the 1920s, I'm guessing. And you still see remnants like this, old farm stone piles. And also, the subject of today, you see old pasture trees. So this was once standing out in the pasture, before or after the rock pile, I don't know, and it has deteriorated over the years. I kept an eye on it for the past 40 years, and as you see, we have an issue. This large branch off to the side, let's see, it's about 7 feet up there, and it's probably about 16 inches or so in diameter, there at least. Has broken off. One broke off earlier this spring. So this tree isn't long for this world. And it had a branch you can see sort of spiraling around that other one. That came down many, many years ago. And the tree itself isn't long for this world. It's getting hollow in the middle and it's slowly falling apart. Came up the other day, walking through the woods, and saw this. Let me go around to the other side. And I said, well, that's got to come down. It's up into this aspen tree. And let's see, let me back up here a little bit. And you can see I'm on a trail going towards the tractor. Then there's the tractors going from left to right through another trail, but sometimes we cut through here as a shortcut to cut the corner. And don't want that coming down. So today we're going to try to get that thing down. Now it's about 7 feet up in the air. I'm about 6'2", so it's up there. And these are always risky things, so don't do what I do. I have years of experience doing stupid things, so every situation is different. This one, it appears most of the holding wood is this bottom hinge or whatever you might want to call it. So I'm going to be nibbling away at that. Now I think it is going to roll off to the right. So I'm going to come over to the right hand side and take a chunk out of here, and I might make a slight cut on the bark basically, and maybe a half inch deep, so if it falls and breaks down it doesn't tear the whole side of the tree off. And then once that's cut, I'll switch around to the other side and start nibbling away at this. Now this sort of thing, you don't want to just go whole hog on it and start hacking at it. You gotta take a little bit, listen to it, see what it's going to do, see if it moves, which way it's moving, and go from there. Because it is anything that's above the waist, I get nervous about. So I'm going to put a cable on it, the tractor, to keep it from falling on me, hopefully, and we'll go from there. And the term pasture tree, by the way, I didn't make up. Tom, what was his name? Tom Wessels from New England Forest is the YouTube channel. Has talked greatly about the lay of the land in forest and trying to figure out what things were in days gone by. And he calls them pasture trees that you find in the middle of the woods. Now the cable's attached to the branch. Right down here is going to, it's a aspen stick there, going down to the base of that. through the pulley and back to the tractor. So I don't have much tension on it at the moment, just enough to keep it up in the air and out of my way, and hopefully to keep the branch from going that way when I cut it. I think that'll be the side I'm standing on for the final cut, if all goes well. All right, for the first cut on the far side, I'm gonna be using stihl because it's got a longer bar. I got a longer reach so I can stand away more. On this side, I'll probably be using a little husqvarna to nibble away. Oop. I hear cracking even over the saw. A little bit more here. More cracking. Okay, I think we'll see what the other side is like. So I'm gonna nibble away at this a little bit. I think there's still a fair hunk of wood in the middle section. I should mention there's spiders all over this tree, and I hate spiders. One more complication. Let's see if that crack opens up at all. Maybe there's more holding it than I thought there was. that's holding up there. I think at this point I'm gonna give it a little tug. Do you guys move? I got you hanging upside down from a branch, so it's possible. Oh, that's still good. I can't see it from where I am. It moved. Okay, now there's a good deal of pressure on that winch. I'm gonna walk around it. Around the front of the tractor rather than behind it. Okay, I better start you guys because it's hot out today and the batteries and GoPros, you know the story. Okay. Yep, cracking. This is one of those times where you wonder what the heck is holding it up. Now, it could always be pressure from the top pushing down against here as well. There's a good chance to pinch a bar in this situation as well. That's one stubborn tree. Now finally, I was wondering what was holding that thing up there. It wasn't much. This is all the dead wood, but it still had some little bit of strength to it. Let's clean that cut up. So we got her down on the ground, but it's still up in the other tree. So I'll reposition the tractor and pull it out a bit. Now the problem is down here it's sunk in probably 8 inches into the ground, which usually isn't much of a problem, but it's also up against a root, probably the root of this maple. So rather than damage that root too much more, I'm going to try to pull it sideways, sideways and a little bit forward. But it's stuck in there pretty good, so it might take a couple tries. Yeah, man, you. Oh, that's really in there. That ain't budging. Problem solved. There we go. A little bit more. That'll be good. Clean this up and then take it down to one of my firewood processing spots.